thank you for joining me for this full-length reformer workout today. I've taken some of my favorite mat exercises and we're going to be doing them on the reformer. Some of them are just regular reformer exercises. Some of them are going to be done in a little bit different way. I'll make sure to let you know which mat exercises I've moved to the reformer in case they're not totally obvious. But we'll go ahead. We're going to go with our head rest up. I have one heavy spring on. On my machine, that's one green. I have my foot straps on to begin, and I also have my handles underneath that for later. Make sure my headrest is still up. We're going to come down to lying on our backs. I'm going to scooch away from the shoulder blocks ever so slightly. I'm going to bring my legs up into tabletop. I'm squeezing my legs together, squeezing my glutes, engaging my inner thighs, dropping my belly to my spine, finding a stable sacrum so I'm not tucked or tilted. This is tucking, and this is tilting. And anyway, dropping my ribs to the mat and bringing them together. I have nice wide collarbone. My scapular shoulder blades are stable. I'm going to bring my palms. I've squeezed my hands together so all my fingers are squeezed together on the upper part of my thigh, well, upper from here, closer to my knee with my fingertips pointing up towards the ceiling. Without lifting my head, I'm going to inhale. And when I exhale, I'm going to do the dead bug hold. And how you do this, you squeeze your thighs into your hands and you squeeze your hands into your thighs. Drop your belly to your spine. Stabilize the box of your body from your shoulders to your hips. You want to make sure that your ribs aren't popping. We're still holding the contraction. We're going to release. We're going to inhale again. Exhale and press. Bring your shoulders away from your ears. You want a nice long neck. Really wrap your ribs. Really squeeze your legs together. You'll feel this internally more than you will see anything at all. Release. One more. Inhale. Exhale and press. You're going to hold it, hold it, hold it, and release. From here, we're going to go into the hollow body hold. We're going to come back to this position without the press for right now. I'm going to inhale. Exhale, extend my legs to working level. Bring my arms up, bringing my biceps by my ears, not behind. Lifting my head, neck, and shoulders. Dropping my belly button to my spine. Drawing my ribs to my hips. Squeezing the inner thigh skin. And then go ahead and release. Inhale, exhale to lift. Shooting energy out of my fingers and my toes. And release. This is similar to the double leg stretch in the series of 5 on the mat. Inhale, exhale. Lift and hold. And now we're going to alternate the two exercises. I'm going to inhale, exhale, contract for the dead bug hold. I'm going to inhale here, exhale, lift for the hollow body hold. I'm going to inhale to release to the dead bug hold, and then exhale to press into the contraction. I'm going to inhale to release, and exhale to lift. Inhale to come back down to the dead bug hold. And exhale to contract and push. Thighs into hands, hands into the thighs. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Biceps by your ears. Lifting up, nice long neck. And exhale. Back down. From here, we're going to do a few curl-ups. Let's go ahead and rest our feet on the foot bar real fast. Sort of wear at our hip flexors. We still want to make sure that we have a nice neutral spine. We're going to draw our wrists together, fingertips up towards the ceiling, coming out of where our sternum and our 12th rib meet to draw our shoulders down our back. Inhale. Exhale to lift, reaching energy strongly towards the foot bar, past your reformer. And inhale down. And exhale lift. Squeezing our legs together still. You're lifting up over your sternum, not from your neck. So don't crunch your chin to your chest. Leave space between your chin and your chest. Come down. From there, we're going to lift our feet straight up to the ceiling. We're going to continue with the curl-ups, but we're going to add some leg choreography. Our legs are going to stay straight the entire time. I'm going to inhale, exhale to curl up. As I curl up, I'm going to drop my left leg down without shifting in my hips. I'm going to try to reach energy out of my foot. Perhaps I'm going to reach my foot bar as long as I don't tuck or tilt. And as I bring it back up on the inhale, I'm going to rest my head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, lift, reach my right leg long now. sure that you're drawing your belly button towards your spine so that you're not shifting in the box of your body as you do these exercises. One more on each side. One more choreography set with the curl-ups, and then we're going to go into hundreds, no straps. From here, we're going to bring our legs into a tabletop, extend them to your working level. Bring your arms out to a V, no wider than the width of a reformer. Spread out slightly to your pinky blade edge. Turn your feet out into a Pilates feet position. Point your toes. Inhale. Exhale, bring your pinky blade edge of your hands to your hips first. As you do that, separate your legs to the width of the reformer. As you come back down, you're going to bring your legs back together to working level and separate your arms to the width of the reformer. Inhale, exhale to lift and squeeze. Inhale to lower, squeezing your legs together. Exhale, drawing your fingers through your hips. Exhale to lower. Halfway there. 2 more. Belly to spine. Lift up from reaching over your sternum and down. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. We have the hundreds and then a modified roll-up. Knees to tabletop, fingertips up to the ceiling. No straps. Make sure that you're not using momentum to throw yourself up because the weight's not so heavy that you won't bounce off the end of your carriage and slam into it. So, using control, squeezing everything, not slamming yourself out. Inhale, prepare. Exhale to lift and inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. You should only be pumping your arms by moving them from the shoulder. If you're starting to move your body, the carriage will move with you. Make sure that you're stabilizing. Can you drop your legs an inch or 2? Inhale. Reach your fingers long still. Reaching energy underneath your foot bar, over your reformer. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more, reach it deeper. Bring your hands up and bring your legs down. We're going to do the rope in a diamond shape in our legs. So, I'm going to squeeze my heels together. I'm going to separate my knees, they're turned out. I'm resting my calves. I'm not hooking my knees over the foot bar. So, I have my leg, the bar, about right here on my body personally. I'm 5'6". I'm squeezing my heels together strongly to engage my inner thighs. Depending on how tall you are, and depending on your machine, you may be able to go like this, which is why we go to the diamond shape. So even if you're right here, you can make your diamond larger to come to that part of your calf so that you're not cheating and pulling yourself up with the backs of your knees. So do the roll. We're going to inhale, prepare. Exhale to curl up in a C-shaped curve. We're going to stay in the C-shaped curve as we reach energy over our feet, leaving our shoulders down our mat. We're going to inhale to pull back. When our sacrum hits, we're going to exhale our fingers up to the ceiling. And inhale. If your legs pop way off of the foot bar, really engage your lower abdominals. So what's happening is your hip flexors are taking over. Inhale to prepare. Squeezing our heels. Exhale, fold over our legs. Inhale to pull back, drawing your belly to our spine. Exhale down. Halfway there, inhale. And exhale to fold over our legs. Inhale to pull back. And exhale down. 2 more. Inhale. Woo! Sometimes you need a little bit of a... There we go. There are my lower abdominals kicking on. And inhale back. Exhale down. Inhale. If you forget to really engage with lower abdominals on this version of the roll-up, you're probably not getting very far, unfortunately. And exhale, back, down. Good job, guys. We're going to do a variation of the single leg circle. We're going to do a few other exercises with it. I'm going to extend my right leg from the foot bar. Take my left foot, put my foot strap on. I'm going to come into a frog position with both my feet, squeezing my heels strongly together. This is one-sided work. You are going to find out which side you are stronger on. Platforming your arms into the mat, rolling your shoulders open, drawing your ribs together. I'm going to inhale, squeezing my heels together, zipping up through the center to a frog, and pull back. Make sure that you're not pressing out with too much momentum. You want to be using glutes and hamstrings here. And inhale. Exhale. Try to stay equally grounded on both sides of your hips. You want to go in and out in the same speed with both sides of your legs. So you want to make sure that you're equally working, but obviously one leg's working harder than the other because you have the strap on. And press it out and pull it back in. Now I'm going to extend my legs up to the ceiling. I'm going to take my right foot without the strap. I'm going to drop it into tabletop position. It's going to stay here. Now, working for the glutes and hamstrings, I'm going to pull my leg or press it down to working level without rocking in my hips and float it back out. Now squeeze my glutes and hamstrings. Ground through both sides of my hips. And lift. Here's 3. Make sure that you have a nice long neck. Try to shoot energy out of your foot to make it longer as you press it away. Let's do 2 more. Here's 7. And here is 8. From there, I'm going to leave my foot up to the ceiling. I'm going to extend my right foot without the strap up to the ceiling as well. I'm going to turn my feet out to a Pilates seat. My right foot is going to stay up to the ceiling the whole time. I'm going to make sure that I'm equally grounded on my hips. I'm going to move my left foot away from the midline. As soon as I feel my right hip start to float, I'm going to stop, come back to where I can grab my hip and squeeze my inner thighs and glutes to pull it back. And open and squeeze. It is a one-legged version of a tick-tock. 4. Your carriage may move very little, but just very little. Check on your ribs. Check on your lower abdominals. Here's 7. And here is 8. From there, I'm going to drop my right leg down to working level. I'm going to inhale for a circle, my leg across the body, shooting energy out of it the whole time, and exhale it back up. Keep going. When you are doing the one-legged circle with one strap, you will probably find that your circles are very narrow. They're not going to be perfect circles. They're going to be more like very skinny ovals. Here's 4. Here's 5. And here is 6. Stop at the top. And now go ahead and inhale to the outside. And exhale across your midline or your center. Make sure that your hips are not rocking and your pelvis isn't tucking or tilting back and forth. Here's 3. Shoot energy out of your leg that's not in the strap as well to go ahead and engage it so it's not just placidly coming out of your leg. You want to make sure that you're engaging that leg as well. 1 more. Bring both legs up to the ceiling. We're going to do helicopter. So, we're going to bring our strap foot, our left foot down towards the foot bar, and then we're going to switch positions, bring our strap foot towards our nose. We are going to do a half circle with both legs, bringing the strap foot down to the foot bar now. Now, the trick to this is when you bring your foot around, don't pop your unstrapped foot in the air. So, we're going to switch, switch, half circle. If you find that you cannot do this quickly without rocking your pelvis on the couch, slow it down. My second one was a little iffy for me personally, and so I'm going to slow it down too. But listen to your body for the day. What you could do yesterday, you might not be able to do today. No harm in that. And switch. Draw your knees into your chest. Give them a quick hug. Find the foot bar with your right foot or your strap, or your foot without the strap. Stretch it out. Remove the strap. Find the foot bar with your other foot. Place the foot on the strap on your opposite foot. Go ahead and draw everything into a frog. We're going to squeeze our heels together strongly. One side is always stronger than the other. Let's find out which side that is for everyone. We're going to squeeze to press. And exhale it back in. And inhale for your legs to go long away from your body. And exhale as they squeeze back in. And inhale. Squeezing your heels together. Inhale. And exhale. Again, make sure that your collarbone's nice and wide. Your ribs are strongly coming together as if you're wearing a corset. Stabilize your sacrum so you're not rocking or tilting your hips up and down. And 8. Bring your legs up to the ceiling. Drop your left knee into tabletop, your foot without the strap. Squeeze your glutes and hamstrings. Extend energy out of your foot coming down to working level. And float it back up using the resistance. Inhale. And exhale. Here's 3. Make sure that your body's not moving. You want to make sure that you're maintaining your neutral spine the entire time. Ground through your hip that's not strapped. Or your foot that's not on the strap. Here's 7. And here is 8. Float your foot back up to the ceiling. Extend your left foot. Turn your feet out to Pilates Mat. Now moving just your right leg, leaving your left toe scooting straight up to the ceiling. Ground through your left hip. Extend your right foot to the side and squeeze it back in with your inner thighs and glutes. And here's 2. If you feel that you started to go off balance, readjust. And inhale, go not quite as far, and exhale it back in. Here's 4. Replace your hands whenever you can, pressing in through your triceps to engage them. Don't allow your shoulders to roll in here though. 6, just a little bit of added work for the stabilizing parts of your body. Woof, I'm feeling in my glutes on this side. And here is 8. I'm going to extend my left foot or my non-strapped foot to working level. Inhale my foot across the midline. Bring it down. And exhale it back up. Not rocking or tilting or tucking in my pelvis. Here's 3. Shoot energy out of your working level foot as well as the foot in the ceiling. Let the strap help you to ground your hip while you're pressing energy out of the top of it. Here's 5. And inhale across and down. And exhale it back up. Make sure you're not popping your ribs here. Inhale it down. And exhale it back up. And inhale down around. You should probably be feeling it by now. And the leg that's holding the working level. It worked on the other side as well. We have 2 more. So it is going to tire faster on the second side. And here is 6. It's time for the helicopter. We're going to bring both legs up to the ceiling. I wish I could remember which foot I dropped first. I believe it's my strap foot. I'm going to extend my strap foot to the foot bar. I'm going to switch my legs. Without rocking or shifting or tilting in my hips at all, I'm going to bring my legs around. Squeeze my glutes and hamstrings. Just switch my legs. And I'm going to scissor. Scissor. Half circle. Scissor. Scissor. Half circle. If you get a little mixed up in your movements, don't worry. Just pick it back up. Everybody does it. Hopefully I don't now that I just said that. And switch. And scissor. Scissor. Circle. Final 1. Scissor. Scissor. And squeeze. Just circle. Draw your knees into your chest. Take a nice deep breath. My left foot, or my non-strap foot, is going to find the foot bar and straighten. I'm going to move the strap, place it on, whoop, and I'm going to drop my heels underneath. From here, we're going to do a little mat-style footwork while we have both of our feet on. I'm going to come onto my heels. I've scooted away from my shoulder blocks. We are going to do some more curl-ups. I didn't put it at the beginning because that was too many curl-ups, right? Inhale your fingertips up the ceiling. Exhale to come up. We're going to bend our feet in. Now, from here, we're going to go ahead and readjust. And we're going to press out and exhale back in on 1. And squeeze your glutes and hamstrings in 2. This does feel light. It's to ensure that you're controlling the carriage. So if you feel it bouncing out and in, then slow it down. Really press through the glutes and hamstrings to extend your legs rather than just straightening your hip flexors. We have 2 more. Dropping your belly to your spine and in. Now float your feet up. Place your hands behind your head. Interlace your fingers, thumbs long down your neck. Feet on, heels off. And press. Try not to tuck or tilt from here. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. While you're looking down here, you can go ahead and make sure that you're drawing your belly to your spine. Curl a little deeper. Here's 7 and 8. Really squeeze. Squeeze by squeezing your glutes and your thighs. And here is 10. We're going to come in. Rest our head, neck, and shoulders. Float our feet up to tabletop. Flex our toes back. Toes strongly coming back towards our knees. Place our heels on. Inhale. Exhale. Press up. No hands yet. And out. And in. And inhale. And exhale. Press from your glutes as you were standing up out of a chair and sitting back down. Curl up deeper. Here's 6. Nice space between your chin and your chest. Here's 8. If this bothers your neck, place your hands behind your head or rest your head, neck, and shoulders at any time. Float your feet up. Come into a demi point forced arch or high heel position. Place your toes on. Interlace your fingers, thumbs long down your neck. When you do, don't allow yourself to sink back. Curl up a little deeper and press out. And exhale again. And inhale. And exhale. Here's 3. Check on your lower abs. Make sure that you are not popping out. Here's 8. 9. Curl up deeper. And 10. Press it out. And now drop one heel under and lift. And the other. And lift. Switch. Switch. Here's 3. And 4. Curl up deeper. And 5. Staying up. Drop both heels and lift up through the center. Squeezing my inner legs, knees, calves, ankles, big toes. And 5. Now bend your knees to come in. And rest your head, neck, and shoulders. From here, we're going to place our box on. We are going to drop our headrest. We're going to come around, find our long box. Press your long box up, make sure it's nice and centered. Again, if you start swinging around up here, use momentum. Your carriage is going to come off of the bumper. Just go ahead and calm your movement down. Make sure that it's just a little bit easier. I'm going to place my foot strap up on my thigh. If you're uncomfortable with the foot strap and you have double straps, please use whichever strap you prefer. From here, I have my metal on the outside of both my thighs. From here, I'm going to draw one knee up to tabletop as I start to curl back. I'm drawing my fingers along the box to help out. I'm going to place my head in my hands. I'm going to come down into a neutral spot with some nice neck support. Make sure that your hands aren't back here. Make sure that you're bringing your elbows up into your periphery so that you're protecting the integrity of your shoulders. My shoulders are slightly off the box, so I have enough support from my straps. We're going to do a lower ab lift. We're going to curl it up and lower down. You probably didn't see a lot of movement. I'm not hopping this. I'm staying in a neutral spine position. I'm going to imprint my spine. I'm going to drop that lift of my lower back to the mat. Curl my pelvis towards my nose and release. Come back to neutral and imprint my spine. Lift my pelvis. Come back down. Come back to neutral. Here's 4. And down. And lift for 5. 6. If you start to feel this in your hip flexors, make the movement smaller. This should be predominantly lower abdominals. And here's the final one. And now I'm going to do some curl-ups. Bringing my nose towards my knee. They're going to be more pulses. So I'm going to curl up and then I'm going to pulse 1, 2, 3. I'm not crunching towards my belly button. I'm reaching my nose over my knees. 9, 10. I'm going to rest back. If I do not have a neck problem, I'm going to do a slight back extension. In, over the back of my box. My head towards my springs. I'm going to come back up to neutral spine and curl it up. From here, I'm going to bring my legs to a tabletop position in 90 degree from my body to my thigh. I'm going to extend my left leg to working level. I'm going to pull it back in. And then I'm going to extend my right leg. I'm not switching my weight like this. I'm extending. And when I've redistributed my weight, then I extend my right leg and I pull with my lower abdominals. I'm not tucking or tilting my pelvis. And extend. This is a curl up heavy workout. Here's 5. And pull. And 6. And 6. Let's do 2 more on each side. 7. Keep your legs in at 90 degrees so you're not getting too much hip flexor. And 8. From there, I'm going to extend both legs to working level and exhale. Use my lower abdominals to pull back in. And inhale. Curl up deeper. Here's 3. And inhale, squeezing my legs together in parallel. 4. Here's 5. Make sure you're not tucking or tilting. If you are, bring your legs up higher. 2 more. 7. And 8. Draw your knees into your chest. Bring your head against behind your head. Extend over if you like. Or lift it up. Press yourself up carefully so that you don't tumble into the well. That's the danger of just flipping up from here. We want to make sure that we're being safe, but trying the series of 5, which this is in a new and fun way. Or a new, different way. From here, we're going to go ahead. We have 3 more exercises. We have scissors. We have the double leg, lower left, and we have elbow to knee. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to raise my other knee up to assist me to get down, and lift my other leg up. My legs are going to be up towards the ceiling. I can place my head in my hands again. I'm going to extend my right leg down and lift. It's very similar to the curl up that we did, but we're maintaining our curl the whole time. Make sure that you're not tucking or tilting your pelvis. We've been working on it the whole time, so it should be easy to figure it out. You can reach your hands long if you'd like to. Flip your palms up to the ceiling to encourage a widening and an opening of your collarbone. Don't forget to keep breathing. We have 2 more on each side. And here is 8. And 8. And now bring your legs to do a diamond shape, squeezing your legs to engage your inner thighs. Curl it deeper, hands behind your head, thumbs long down your neck. Drop 1, 2, 3. You're not going to drop it as low as you normally would to keep it in your lower abdominals. You'll find that when you drop it too low, it's going to start affecting your hip flexor. It will be harder. You are going to wear your hip flexor immediately. What we're doing is we're keeping it in our lower abdominals. Really concentrating the exercise. Curl deeper. Here's 7. 1 more, squeeze your heels. And 8. Drop your knees into tabletop. Extend back into the well if you're able to. Inhale, exhale. Curl up, knees to tabletop. Extend your left leg, leaving your right leg. Bring your elbow towards your knee. Come through center, and then redistribute the weight, and then twist. And through center, and twist. Don't drop your curl up in the center, and then lift back up. Maintain your curl up. And inhale, and exhale. Inhale. We're halfway there now. Here's 5. Here's 6. Here's 7. Another way. We have a nice spine stretch, literally spine stretch, right after this. Draw your knees into your chest. Place 1 foot down. Carefully assist yourself in sitting back up. Place your other foot down. We're gonna go ahead and slide our legs out of here. I'm going to go ahead and put my feet straps on my wrist like bracelets. I'm going to choke up to the black plastic. I'm going to shimmy my booty back so that my calves are pressing, my calves and heels are pressing up against the box. I'm going to roll my shoulders up, back, and down. Make sure you're not popping your ribs here. You want to keep your shoulders directly over your hips. We're going to nod our chin to our chest without crunching. Articulate our spine down. Rolling over our legs. Reaching into the wall. I've lost tension on my straps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin to articulate up. When my tension begins to strike, I'm going to engage my lats underneath my arms. Holler at as if I'm holding an orange down my arms. Under my arms, I'm sorry. Articulate up. Nodding my chin down my chest. Dropping my belly to my spine. Rolling over my legs. I'm still squeezing my legs together to engage my inner thighs here. Pull your shoulders up, back and down so your shoulders are crunched up to your ears. And articulate up. And inhale down. Articulate, articulate, articulate. And exhale to roll up. Engage your lats. Inhale, nice and your chest. Feel space being created between your vertebrae. Here's 5. And exhale back up. 6. Inhale down. Exhale back up. This is a nice little break. When you pop up, make sure you're not popping your ribs. We have 2 more. Nodding your chin to your chest. Dropping your butt to your spine. Round over your legs. And exhale back up. 1 more. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Ankles, knees, and toes. Round over. And exhale. Back up. I'm going to release my carriage to the bumper. Before I turn around, I'm going to change my feet strap out for handles very quickly. Carefully come off to the side. I'm going to take my sticky mat, place it in the middle. We are going into Swan. I'm going to bring my body down onto my box. Draw my ribs in. You're going to know if you're kicking out your ribs or flaring out your ribs to come up higher in your Swan, because when you come down, it's almost like you're going to kickstand on your ribs, and then you'll have to tuck them before you articulate the rest of the way down. So make sure that you're drawing your ribs together as if you're wearing a corset the whole time. I'm going to come up to where my sternum and my 12th rib meet, or for me, that's my bra strap. I'm going to separate my knees to about the corners of the box for me. Try not to bring them out here. We want them pretty narrow, not super narrow, but pretty narrow. I'm going to squeeze my heels together. I'm grounding my pelvis, or pressing my pelvis gently into the box. Drawing my belly button up towards my spine. I'm drawing my ribs together. I'm squeezing my legs together. I'm not floating them off the box. They are engaged. My hands are wide on the box. My thumbs are with my fingers. I'm going to press out on 1. Float up on 2. Drawing my ribs up and in. Shoulders down. Press back on 3. And across on 4. My shoulders aren't up high. They're down. A little lower than my wrists, only slightly. So I keep my shoulders away from my ears and engage my lats. I'm going to press out and float it up. Nice long back. And articulate down, coming down the front of the body and across. Now when you press out, think of lifting up the crown of the head and allowing everything else to follow. Now from here, we're going to stay in at the bumper. We're going to lift our heels and stamp our feet to the ceiling by squeezing our glutes and hamstrings. And our thighs, obviously, because we're squeezing our heels together, are still engaged. And I'm going to lift and lower. Lift. Here's 3. 4. We're going to 6. So we have 1 more. And lower. And I'm going to press out. I'm not going to bend my arms to come back across. I'm going to pull up on 1 one. I'm going to press back on two. Staying out, I'm going to stamp my feet to the ceiling and lower. And lift. This is a modified swan dive on the box. Try to come back down into neutral spine. And lift and lower. Engage those glutes and hamstrings and stamp your foot. Stamp your entire foot. Flexing your foot so you can get her all up there. And lift. This is the final one. Press out and stamp and lower. Bend your elbows to come across the footwork. Good. From here, I'm going to come up. I'm going to scoot up slightly. Not too much. I want my shoulders, or you might find that it's more comfortable to come here. I want my shoulders underneath or over my elbows. I'm going to do the single leg kick. Depending on how tall you are, you might have to come out so that you're right here. Whatever's more comfortable for you, right here or back here. We're still drawing our belly to our spine, knitting our ribs together. I've now extended my legs long. I'm using my inner thighs to draw them together and draw my belly to my spine to go. I'm sorry, I'm adjusting for my elbows under my shoulders. From there, I'm going to float my left leg up and pulse, pulse, and release. Float my right leg up and pulse, pulse, release. And left leg. Don't lose the lift on your lower belly. Belly by the spine. Drawing your ribs together. And don't forget, before you pulse, engage the back of the leg. It's just something that I like to do. We're going to do one more on each side. And we're going to float up and pulse, pulse. From there, we're going to release our legs. Give them a little shake. They've done a lot of work. Step off to the side very carefully. I'm going to remove my box and my sticky mat. I'm going to change my springs over. I'm going to change to one medium and one light. On my machine, that is one red and one blue. I'm going to make sure that my headrest is down. We are going to move into some bridging. I'm going to come down onto my back. I'm going to place my arches on my feet on the foot bar. Pull my pants up so they're off my feet. My sits bones are directly under or directly over my heels. I don't have my feet up here. They're not super wide. They're very narrow. I want to make sure that I maintain this space, this amount of space, the entire exercise. I'm going to go ahead and find a neutral spine. I'm scooted slightly away from my shoulder blocks so my shoulders don't rub. And my legs or my arms down, platform down. I'm going to imprint my spine, tuck, and lift up into an arch or bridge. Squeezing my glutes to lift my legs higher. Tuck my tail, articulate down, trying to elongate my spine and make it longer so I come down. Try to keep the carriage in at the bumper as much as you can with a hamstring curl. And articulate down. We have one more. We're going to stay up. Take your toe and lift. Squeezing up. We're going to press it out. And squeeze it back in. Curl and hamstring curl. And press and hamstring curl. Squeeze your glutes the entire time to keep your hips lifted high. Here's 5. Ribs together. Straight line from your shoulders, your underarms to your hips to your knees. And articulate down. Woo! We're not done yet. I'm going to lift my right leg into the ceiling. I'm going to inhale, exhale to articulate up, and lower, and lift. Keeping it in at the bumper, and lower, and lift, and lower my leg, and lift it up. Here's 2, and lift. We're kicking 3, 4, squeeze my glutes, 5, pull it into the bumper, 6, articulate down. Replace your right foot, lift your left foot. Ooh, I feel that hamstring on the left leg, yes? Inhale, exhale to articulate up, and articulate down. And squeeze and lift. Hamstring curling on your right leg to keep it in the bumper as much as you can. One more lift, and now kick down and lift. Here's 2, 3, 4. Platform through your triceps. Pull it in. Woo! And articulate down. We're going to come wide into a wide Pilates seat. Our arches of our feet still on the bar. We're engaging our inner thighs, so we're just flopping out to the side. We found a neutral spine. Fingertips up to the ceiling for an added challenge. Still hamstring curling to stay at the bumper. We're going to tuck our tail and we'll lift. Make sure that you're really lifting your glutes to lift. Make sure that you aren't popping past your shoulder blades. You should be platforming on your shoulder blades so you're not getting into your neck. And down. We're going to hold it up at this next one. We're going to go out and in 6 times. Tuck and lift. And press. Squeezing your inner thighs at the top. And pull. And press. And hamstring curl. Here's 3. We're almost done with bridging. Here's 5. And here is 6. We're going to articulate down. From here, we're going to give our legs a hug. Because we deserve it. Bring your feet up to the ceiling. Try to press your sacrum into the mat. Pull your legs back. Anywhere in your legs you're able to. Release your hamstring. Point and flex your toes. Bring your legs down. Come up to the side. We're going to remove our foot bar. Okay. We're also going to remove our light spring so that we have just one medium spring on. We're going to be moving into corkscrews. So, if you would like, you can go ahead and place your handles into the well. And corkscrew on the reformer. Hold on to your pegs or your shoulder blocks. If you only have shoulder blocks, shimmy down if you're able to. Keep your body on the carriage, so but try to bring your hands by your ears as opposed to just staying right here. Okay. Our feet are towards the ceiling. We're going to do corkscrew 1. So, without rocking in our hips and coming off of our hips on either side, meaning our legs are going to rub against each other like this as they rotate. We're going to come over to the right and down. Our feet are right next to each other. We're going to come over to the left, grounding through our right hips. Our feet are not next to each other and up to the top. My elbows are up towards the ceiling. We're reversing directions. We're going to the left and down, the right and up. I'm drawing in on my arms, platforming my shoulder blades. And inhale to engage my lats. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Really stabilize through your sacrum, drawing your belly to your spine. Now from here, we're going to add on. We are going to imprint our spine, lift our tailbone like we did in our reverse ab curls. Come down on the right. I'm only coming down on my right side. I'm going to stabilize my sacrum through the center. Come up onto my left side, raising my opposite hip. Come back through the center. I'm going to stabilize my sacrum. And then I'm going to reverse ab curl. And lower. Come down the left. Through the center. Come up the right. Through the center. And reverse ab curl. And down the right. Through the center. Up the left. Reverse ab curl. Very low lift. I'm not coming up past my 12th rep. Very little lift. Tiny lift. If your carriage is hopping away from the machine as you do this, you're using momentum to swing your legs up over your head. It doesn't matter how high you get your booty, as long as you are controlling the movement. From here, I'm going to place my foot down on my standing platform or my footwork. Press myself up to sitting. I'm going to go ahead. I have my handle straps. We are going to go into a modified teaser. So we're going to go ahead and come down. This is going to be like the scissors that we've been working on all day. I have both my legs extended long. I am not pressing, when I do the movement, I will not be pressing my legs in there. They're going to float gently off. I am supporting them with my abdominals. My arms are shooting up. I'm going to engage my lats. I'm squeezing my legs together. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to inhale to exhale. petite. Flow to your legs. We're gonna inhale, exhale. There we go. That's feeling better in my body. I'm gonna tuck my pelvis. I want my feet and my head to hit at the same time. I believe that's the way I practiced it. I could not remember. I'm so sorry, guys. And then way to tuck. And articulate down. If at any time you need to scooch away from your shoulder blocks, please do so. Exhale to the left. Tuck my tail. Oh, this was an ab heavy routine. Inhale, exhale, lift. My teachers are not my friends today. Some days are like that. Some days your movements are better than others. For instructors and students. One more. And lift. Tug my tail. And articulate down. I'm going to peg my straps. Shimmy away from my shoulder blocks. Come up onto my shoulders. We're going to do can-can first. I brought my legs into tabletop. I'm going to rock over my left hip. Bring my right hip up off the carriage. I have equal weight in both my forearms, so I'm going to extend my legs. I'm going to bend my knees. Come through the center. Stabilize my sacrum. Rock to the right and extend and bend through center and left. Extend, bend. Center and right, extend, bend, center, left, extend, bend, center and right, extend, bend, center. We're going to add some choreography to the left, extend, bend top leg, bend bottom leg, tabletop and center. To the right, extend, bend top, bend bottom, tabletop and center. Press up, out through your shoulders. Don't allow yourself to sink. Extend and top. And bottom, tabletop, center, and right, extend, and top. If you're moving the carriage, slow it down, and left, extend. I'm sure you heard mine moving. I need to control the movements and not allow them to affect the rest of my body. And up, and down, and center. Remember, I'm going to extend my legs to the ceiling. We're going to do tiny hip circles, not the size of an exercise ball. Keep both your hips on the mat. It's like corkscrew, but lift it up in your body. And inhale the opposite way. And exhale, up. Lift up out of your arms. And inhale. One more. And reverse. Draw your knees into your chest. Press yourself up to sitting. I'm going to come facing the corner of my machine into a butterfly position with the bottoms of my feet pressed together, my heels open wide. I'm going to bend over my legs for a moment. Taking a few nice deep breaths. From there, I'm going to come off to the side. We are going to do some standing side controls. We are going to do them on one red spring. I'm going to stand up onto my standing platform. I'm going to bring my other foot up. I'm going to bend down, hinching my body forward, draw my abdominals up and in, my ribs together, my shoulders down my back. We are going to do a modified skater. We just did skater and standing platform. So I'm going to open my carriage leg. I'm going to shift my weight without moving the carriage so that my carriage leg is now bent. I'm going to bend it on my standing platform leg. Press out on your carriage leg. This movement is much harder than just regular skater or the side control. And come in. We're going to do one more like this. We're going to reverse. The trick is to stabilizing with your muscles. And back in. And now we're going to reverse. We're going to press out with our standing platform leg. Keeping the carriage up. Shift your weight, bending your platform leg, and come in. As soon as the carriage touches the bumper, press out with your standing platform leg. Shift your weight, and then pull it in. This is all about control. And press. And shift. And in. And press with your standing platform leg. And shift. And attention. I'm going to step off with my carriage leg. I'm going to place one light spring on, for me this one blue, and take off my medium. So I have one light spring, one blue spring on. I'm going to step back up and bring my foot out. Not as far as I normally would for standing side for inner thigh, because what we're going to do is we're going to add on soft. I'm going to bring my arms out, pressing down, separate my legs, and squeeze them back together. And press, sinking down through the center, keeping a nice neutral spine, and then I'm going to squeeze up, zipping up through the center, squeezing my glutes, hamstrings, center thighs. 4. Press down as if you're pressing down an imaginary polar ball underneath your hands. Here's 6. And 7. Squeeze it together. Shoulders nice and wide. And 8. Staying out, I'm going to rotate towards my carriage. I'm going to come down to soft my baby toe. Trying to keep the carriage in the same place. Squeeze into my lower abdominals. Come up. Come back through center. Twist my spine towards my standing platform. Come down. Flipping my palm behind me. Trying not to square. Trying to square my hips the whole time. Coming up and through center. And rotate. And soft. And up through center. And standing platform. And dive down to soft your baby toe. And up through center. One more on each side. Squeeze your inner thighs. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze down the outsides of your legs. Press weight into your heels so you can lift your toes. So you're still engaging down your back of your body. And up. And through center. And then pull it back in. Press your weight to your standing platform leg. Step off the back. Now we're going to change your springs again over to one medium, one red. To begin, for standing side work on the other side, if you are unable to stand on the standing platform first and then lift your foot onto the carriage, please do not do these exercises. I'm going to stand on the standing platform, squeeze it up, place my foot down, bend my knees, hands at the base of my back, on the sacrum, hinge forward, abdominals in, energy from my head down through my tailbone, straight line, and I'm going to press my carriage leg out, switch my weight, bending my carriage leg, and pull it back in by bending my standing platform leg. Straighten my carriage leg, switch my weight, and bend my standing platform leg. And squeeze my glutes to straighten my carriage leg, and switch, and bend. One more, straighten, and switch, and bend. And reverse, I'm going to straighten my carriage leg. Switch my weight. Oop, my carriage shifted a little bit too much on that one. Pull it in. Pull your ribs in and squeeze my standing platform. Switch my weight and pull it in. And straighten my carriage. And switch. And pull. One more. Try to get your carriage to gently kiss your bumper. And in. Now I'm going to stand up. Okay, my carriage leg, just step off the back. Change over my spring. One medium for one light. So I just have one light or one blue spring on. I took off my medium spring. Putting my weight in my standing carriage leg. Stand up. Walk out. Not quite as far as I would for inner thigh control. Arms out to a T. Pressing down. Open it to the side. Zip it up to the center. Just squeeze it back together. We are doing the standing side controls in place of side-lying legs. We're maintaining the box of our body like in side-lying legs. We're using our outer and inner thighs. Here's 4. Press down. Nice long neck. Here's 6. Here's 7. And one more, guys. Here's 8. We're going to bring it back in. We're going to use our inner thighs, so hold it at the bumper. I'm going to rotate towards the carriage. Dive down, narrow saw, soft my toe. This is more challenging on the inner thighs. Through center, Twist. Don't twist your hips like I just did. Twist only your upper body. Belly button and above. Dive down, soft your toe. Articulate up, dropping your belly to your spine, and come through center to the uprights with the back of your machine, and dive inside, and articulate up through center. Opposite side, and dive inside, and rotate, and dive inside. Really put weight into your heels to engage the back chain of your legs, and dive inside. Articulate up, come through center, weight in your standing platform leg. Go ahead and step off the back. We are going to leave our springs on as one light spring, one blue. I'm going to bring my foot bar back up. My foot bar is in the middle. We are going to do a Psoas stretch series. I'm going to bring my toes to the front edge of my machine, lining them up. I'm going to tuck my toes on the leg closest to the machine. Press my heel into the shoulder block. Press down, tucking my tail slightly. Press my hips forward. Drawing my abdominals up towards my spine. I'm going to sink down into the stretch. Don't allow yourself to go like this. Tuck your tail. Try to lift it forward. Come further. It doesn't matter how close you get to the carriage. What matters is how much of a stretch you feel. And now stretch it down, sinking into the leg. Take your hand as close to the edge off. Lift it up by your ear without flaring your ribs. Side bend towards the opposite side of the machine, reaching your fingertip up to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Come back up. Replace your hand and then come up. One more. Sink down. Sink down. Press back. Walk your hands on the frame. Press yourself up as high as you can for a modified split position. If you cannot do this, please feel free to just do the Psoas stretch again. Walk your hands back in. And then lift yourself back up. Bring the carriage to the bumper. Carefully come off. Come to the other side. Your outside toes will line up with the very front edge of the machine right back here. We're going to tuck our toes in the opposite foot. Place our heel on. Place our knee on. Tuck our tail as much as we can to open up that psoas or hip flexor. Well, psoas and hip flexor are different. Psoas and hip. We're going to sink down, 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 down. Lifting up the entire time, tucking as much as we can. Stay here for a second. And rise back up. Don't think of just coming back up over time. We're rising up with control. We're going to sink again. Really just breathe through it. Relax as much as you can to sink into the stretch. Release your hand that's closest to the edge of the foot bar. Hand up by your ear. And then side bend across. So you're reaching out to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Come back up. Replace your hand. Rise back up. Again, this is going to be the final psoas. It's going to be a variation. It's going to be a split. If you're uncomfortable doing this, please just stand. Psoas stretch. Sink down. Begin to press back. Walk your hands on the frame. Lift yourself up on your fingertips so that you're still reaching the top of your head up towards the ceiling. Begin to bend your knee. Walk your hands back in and then rise up. Come off to the side of the machine. I'm standing in a Pilates feet, squeezing everything up through the center as my heels ground down to the floor. I'm going to inhale, floating my arms up to the ceiling. Exhale my arms wide, letting them float back down. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions about any of the exercises, please let me know. And thank you for joining me during my faux pas with the teaser today. I hope you have a great day.